Hello and welcome everyone to Oracle Insight. Thanks for being here with me today. Now this is our standard pick a card reading for a yes or no answer to a question that you have. We'll keep it to under the 8-minute mark, and so this is where you bring your question to mind. Now you have 3 options in front of you, 1, 2 and 3. Take your time and pause if you need to, but feel into which of these options you're the most drawn to. Now, once you have made your choice, you'll find the timestamp in the description. Skip straight through to that timestamp, and I shall be there waiting to start your reading. Hi and welcome to group number 1. So these are the cards that you have chosen. We shall go ahead and turn over these tarot cards to give us the yes or no answer to your question. So you've got the Ace of Swords, the Hanged Man, and 4 of Wands. Wow, I love that. Okay, I'm taking this as a yes to the answer to your question, group number 1. Even the Hanged Man I'm going to say is a yes too. So yes, yes, yes. Okay, fantastic. All right, why don't we go ahead, I should say, and turn over these cards to give us some more information as to what we might be dealing with. You've got the Empress, the Queen of Air, King of Earth, and 3 of Earth. So that's Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. So I'm seeing here with the tarot cards, you've got the Ace of Swords, Hanged Man, and the 4 of Wands. This is talking about clarity, having some truths, being at a better place to have a clearer understanding of something. The Hanged Man can point to a sacrifice that needed to be made, or an understanding here of a sacrifice that needs to be made in order to achieve some kind of happiness that is being pointed to with the 4 of Wands. Now that could be a sacrifice or a change of perspective, but either way, there is some clarity involved with the situation that leads to some happiness. And it's really joyful here with the 4 of Wands. I love this card. It looks like celebrations, but there's some kind of fulfillment, which is wonderful. Now you've got the Empress here, the Queen of Air, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. So there is some kind of abundance. Fertility comes to mind when I see this Empress here. There is a sense of growth, of new life even with this Empress. That's what I'm seeing. And with the Queen of Air, this is the Queen of Swords. I'm being drawn to her smile. She seems very happy with herself, very pleased. There's some kind of truth here with this Ace of Swords, some kind of understanding that the Queen of Air, who is normally depicted as quite a stoic kind of character, where they're very focused, very mentally agile. See, this is with this Queen of Air, there's a lot of warmth coming from her, which is not what I would normally associate with the Queen of Air, but that's what I'm seeing here. So whatever new perspective is coming on board for you, there seems to be, as I said, with the 4 of Wands, there's a happiness there, but there's also this sense of contentment here with the Queen of Air that's been shown. And it's contentment that's come about from some kind of understanding, a deeper understanding with this owl here, this symbol of wisdom. Oh, how interesting. Now with the King of Earth, you've got a female, I'll take this as a divine feminine, divine masculine on the table. So not only is this pointing to the internal sense of contentment, I'm feeling like this could be a connection between this divine feminine, this divine masculine here. It could be a relationship situation where there is this deeper connection happening. For some of you, this could be to do with conception, a pregnancy, I'm thinking, and you're building a family together with this 3 of Earth here. And with the Queen of Air, there's such a sense of contentment and happiness. And so maybe some of you are expecting some news that the Ace of Swords is pointing to in terms of a pregnancy maybe, or a new beginning, a new member to the family. And this is showing the happiness here and the celebrations to be had. Oh, that is wonderful. And it's going to start a whole new way of life for you here with the Hanged Man. That's what's coming to mind right now in terms of how this could be interpreted. So for some of you, it is an addition to a family. For others, it's a deepening of a relationship that you have with another. There seems to be the ability now to move forward, to grow something deeper, something solid for yourselves moving forward. But in interpretations, there is this sense of happiness, there's this sense of celebrations, harmony, love, joy. That's so wonderful. Why don't we have a look to see if we can get any kind of parting information or guidance here from the elemental oracles, even though I must say that seems to be a very well-rounded message for you, group number 1. I think that's one that's for you. It says moon and darkness, but I don't see that as darkness at all. I see this as fertility. I see this as the lunar, the feminine, the strength of the feminine. And I see this very much in line with the Empress here. Oh, so it's like an incubation. Oh my gosh, this is once again pointing to me to something about fertility and about conception and pregnancy for some of you. So this is about that incubation period, the internal. Oh wow, okay, well there we go, group number 1. You can take that as it resonates for you, but I do see that this is a very, especially with that 4 of Wands there's a lot of happiness, and with the Queen of Air here right next to the King of Earth, that's about divine partnerships and something being built together, growth here, and fertility and abundance here with the Empress. Love it. All right then, group number 1, that is the reading that I have for you today. Take care of yourselves, stay safe and well. I shall connect with you again in another reading. Hello and welcome, group number 2. So these are the cards that you have selected. We will go ahead and turn these tarot cards over to give us the yes or no answer to your question. So you've got the 5 of Pentacles here, which would be a no for that card. Okay, yes for this card and a no for the 3 of Swords. So the 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords point to a no. So the no is the answer to your question, group number 2. All right then, so why don't we turn over these good tarot cards to see what else we have in terms of information. Oh look, you've got 8 of Fire, 8 of Wands, 2 8 of Wands on the table. All right then. There is a lot of energy on this table. There's, in terms of the spread, there's lots of fire, there's lots of passion. These fire cards here, these Wands cards with the 8 of Wands, there's double dose of 8 of Wands here. There is a lot of intensity involved. Now you've got 2 cards that are pointing to some disappointments, some heartaches here with the 3 of Swords, some disappointments, some kind of a lack of something, feeling things aren't going well for you. There's a sense of being left out, being hard done by, hard times. And with the 3 of Swords here, that could be connected. Not only is it connected to material hardships, it looks like there's a connection here that there's been heartaches and disappointments as well. Now with the 8 of Wands in the middle, this is what we like. There could be some news coming in that changes this situation, or it gives you some respite between these hardships and this disappointment. Now I see that especially so given that you've got 8 of Wands down here, 8 of Fire, you've got King of Fire and 3 of Fire. So this is talking to expansion, this is talking to movement, the ability to receive more, to get more, to develop more, to grow more. So with the 2 3s here, this is going from disappointment to drive. There is a change in perspective here. There's a change in mindset. There's a change in energy. There's something here that's going to shift you out of the sense of hardship and disappointments and then move you into a space of expansion, because there is expansion showing here with the 3 of Fire. And with all this fire around it, it's like it's burning away all of that disappointment, all that heartache with that rain and the swords, and burning away all of that snow and the coldness in this card. And there's a lot of life force, there's a lot of energy. And given that you've got the World here, there is an ending of a cycle. You've got lots of threes. This is 21. So 21 reduces to the 3. Then you've got a 3 here and a 3 here. So threes can be significant for some of you. 3 threes equal the 9, and that normally tends to reflect the ending of something. So there's a culmination of past disappointments, past hurts here. It's like there's a drive now to change the hardships and the disappointments into something that you can use to actually propel you forward towards something better for yourself. It's like there's a fire that's been lit under you to change things for yourself. There might be somebody, you might have a mentor or somebody around you who is there to give you some kind of guidance. They might share some information that kind of kickstarts this sense of needing to move, to share some kind of knowledge that gives you more incentive to move towards something better, because a definite sense of energetic input and impetus that's happening, which is definitely not the same as the energies in these two cards. So I do get a sense that whatever hardships you've encountered, it's almost like you are now going to use that as fuel to drive you forward. This is not a case of you actually drowning in your sorrows, freezing yourself out of life. No, that doesn't seem to be happening here. You're recognizing that whatever happened in the past is in the past, and with the World card here, it is the end of a cycle, and you're prepared to move forward. And even that could be your own sense of authority with the King of Fire. Create something for yourself, like what is shown here with the 3 of Fire and that movement towards something better. It's quite a fast turnaround for you with the 2 8 of Wands on the table too. So that's great. Now, given that the 8 of Wands is between these two cards, so you definitely have this very determined drive now to move forward. Now, as is with living life, you will face maybe reminders of past disappointments too, with this 3 of Swords placed where it is, but I don't see that that's an issue. I do feel that your incentives to move forward, the drive behind you changing things for yourself, is going to burn through any of these old remnants of emotions or mindsets or, past kind of habitual things that might come up that might look to throw a spanner in the works. Oh, I lost some cards there, but I don't believe that those were yours. That's fine. Let's just do that again. And so we're going to get one card parting guidance for you, see if there's anything else on offer. Okay, I think that's it. All right, outer core, fluidity. Okay, so the saying that comes to mind is go with the flow. This is about being stable within, even if the things around you, the environment around you is changeable. This is about having that steady core. Now you've got another 3. You've got this 12 reduces to a 3. So you've got 3 here, 3, and 3, and this 3 as well, which is the 4 3s, which can add up to the 12, which reduces down to a 3. This is about building blocks for yourself, and the internal blocks that you build for yourself is where your center is reinforced. So as much as the outer environment also may not reflect immediately what it is that you're wanting to achieve, it's not about taking that as the absolute authority, the absolute truth of what's possible. Okay, you need to be able to allow the outer core to reflect what it may, show what it may, but you need to hold the truth inside you as you move forward. Okay, because this does point to, and as I was saying here, there will be situations that come up that might revert you back to that sense of feeling hard done by or hardships, but you need to keep your inner core strong, and you need to just allow those outer circumstances to just do what they will and not allow yourself to be taken along with it, okay? And that's going to hold you in good stead as you move forward, because you're at the end of a cycle and you're moving into a new one, and a new one of expansion. 2 3s on the edge here. It's great, okay? Ending of one cycle, moving into another one, okay? So those changes are going to mean some instability along the way, but as long as you hold that center core strong, then you're going to be fine, all right? All right then. Group number 2, those are the messages that have come through for you today. So I hope that you have found this helpful. If you have done, consider liking and subscribing. Take care of yourselves, and I will look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Hi and welcome to those of you who selected this 3rd group. So we're going to go ahead and turn over these tarot cards to give us the answer to your yes or no question. So that's 9 of Pentacles. You've got the 7 of Swords here, and then Queen of Cups. Okay, so these 2 cards are pointing to a yes. This is the no. So 2 out of 3 of these cards indicate a yes. Group 3, so the yes is the answer to your question. So let's go ahead now and see what else we've got on offer in terms of information. Oh, I love that. You've got 10 of Water, 10 of Cups. 7 of Water, that's 7 of Cups. And why do I only have 3 of these cards? So you've got 6 of Cups here. Okay, so we are going to get one more of these. Not quite sure how I missed that one. But regardless, let's get you the last card that gives us some further information into this situation. This wants to stick out, so let's take this. Oh, the Star. Okay. Well, that's a great card to have. So it looks like that there are... Straight away, I was thinking dreams coming true for you. Now, there does seem to be a tricky situation here with the 7 of Swords, but with the Queen of Cups on the end here, which is talking about emotional stability, emotional... being emotionally well-rounded, well-grounded, well-centered. That's a great thing. And then you've got independence here. So you've got a card indicating material independence, and then you've got a card that also points to emotional independence, emotional certainty, security. So this is great. And that's despite the 7 of Swords here in the middle, which could be pointing to some kind of disturbance there from others. I'm thinking that's more of an external influence, but of course any disturbances that happen externally can sometimes upset you, or is likely to upset the balance internally. But I do see that with the Queen of Cups here, whatever emotional disturbances that may cause you, it's not going to be long-standing, because this points to you being very well-centered within yourself. So that's fabulous. Now with the 10 of Cups here, now once again you're talking to a lot of happiness here, and I love that the Star card is on the end. So this is you achieving something that you've wanted for some time. This is about you reviewing the bounty that you've got in here. It's about you reaching something, being successful in something. There's a lot of water with the 7 of Water and the 6 of Water. It's certainly pointing to some emotional fulfillment. And the Queen of Cups is really reiterating this message here, group number 3. It looks like your desire for independence is being achieved. And that's independence that comes about despite the hazards that you've had to face of hardships along the way, things that haven't quite gone your way, or people who have not been very supportive of you in your goals that you have wanted to achieve. This looks like you have finally succeeded in achieving this goal and achieving this dream. And it seems like you've held this dream for a long time with the 6 of Cups, 6 of Water here. It seems, for me, when I look at the 7 of Water, this is about identifying for yourself the truth of the benefits that you have now. It's knowing you truly are abundant in what it is that you have. where there's a certainty. Sometimes the Seven of Cups can point to illusions about things that aren't quite true. But I think in this spread, this is really showing me that you have made your dreams true. You have made sure that the options that you saw before you were not delusional at all. You've actually brought that into form fully. And yeah, dreams coming true for you, group number 3. My gosh, that is a very positive and encouraging message. I really absolutely love this 7 of Cups here. It's magical. So it looks to me like you have achieved something magical for yourself. Congratulations, you deserve the happiness here. Dreams coming true, the happiness of the 10 of Cups, financial independence here, and of course your internal maturity, your internal sense of ownership, sovereignty and self-worth. That is a wonderful outcome for you, group number 3. Let's see if there's anything else that... I love that, but I don't believe that's for you. So we're going to put that away. That said inner core. So I think that may have been a message. So let's keep that in mind with the inner core. It's about having that internal strength. That is quite an obvious achievement, I think, for you, given that you've got the Queen of Cups there. So, all right, let's see. One last card. I think that's for you. Speaking your word, voice. Oh, all right. So this is, I see this as you claiming your win, claiming your authority, claiming how successful you are and being secure in your ability to do so. If you've had others in amongst you who have tended to be naysayers, this is where you get to actually, oh, look, that's interesting, 25, which breaks down to the 7, and that's the 7 card. So this goes straight on top of that. So any naysayers that you have had around you along your journey, this is where you get to speak boldly, securely, surely, and speak your truth to them. If they have anything negative to say, this is where you get to potentially put them in their place. It's your turn to actually have your say here and speaking your word and your voice. That's fabulous. There's a lot of the divine feminine in this reading and you claiming your success. So congratulations. Yeah, you be loud and proud. That's fine. Speak your success. The voices of the past can be left there. Okay, there we go. We'll put that there. That is a very abundant reading for you, group number 3, in all ways, financial and emotional. All right, then, those are the messages that have come through for you today, Group 3. I hope that has been helpful. If so, consider liking and subscribing. Take care of yourselves, and I shall connect with you again very soon.